PK, what is your thought? How is the market going to pan out next 3 days? Volatile and iffy ahead of the big event, or do you think liquidity is going to keep the momentum strong for the market?
I think all said and done, it is the liquidity that calls the shots, and everybody in this market dances to the whatever tune the liquidity dictates. From that perspective, we go into this budget session, and there are quite a few events which will happen, including the credit policy. My sense is that the markets are going to be less confident about themselves or the pace of reforms. So we are going to see this, whatever the budget provisions are going to be made, we are going to look at with a little bit of doubt whether whatever the intentions are, whether they will be able to actually do it. So that has laid the ground for very few, let's say, market differentiating moves, or very the expectations are very, very low. So even if the government delivers somewhat, I think because the expectations are low, the markets are going to react kindly. And we have not had a budget rally. To that extent, I think we are going to look at the budget with positive eyes, and there can be some money to be made in the short run also post budget.
Global liquidity is strong, and even though the fundamental concerns are mounting, this market will continue to climb wall of worries.
I think bull market climbs all walls of worry, but we have to take into consideration the ground realities, and the ground realities are that now that we know that the central government is not as powerful in terms of pushing its reforms forward, so a lot of money that has come in has also come in with this expectation that the government will be able to push its reforms forward. Now that is under question mark. And the budget will be a latest statement in terms of looking at the ground realities, that what are those steps that the government now thinks. So the FIs are going to look at the budget statement as a statement of intention, and leave apart the possibility the government may or may not be able to, let's say, fulfill those. But if the statement is intent, if the government goes out and says that okay, we'll call spade a spade, and our subsidies need to be cut, the budget deficit needs to be addressed, taxes needs to be raised, hikes need to be made in excise, and people may call it inflationary. But if that is what it takes to put the economy back on track, and so I think the FIs will look at the budget as a statement of intent, and they're not going to see whether they are actually going to do it or not. So in case the government makes these kind of right noises, I think money can follow. And other things being equal, I think we are technically well poised. We are not in a weak market. We are in a market that is consolidating, and I think hoping for a new high is not something that is ruled out in the current scenario. So we could definitely see a return of anywhere between 15 to 25% for the year ahead.
If you have to construct a portfolio for next 1 year, which are the 3 stocks which you would like to buy in that portfolio?
First and foremost, it's very clear that we'll see interest rates going down, and therefore I'll have to have any of the top banks, and if at all I can even have the top 3 banks in my portfolio and not look at other things, because the markets tend to underperform the banking sector when the interest rates are going down. But if you were to choose one, I'll choose ICICI Bank or Axis Bank, one of these. The second stock I'll choose is Cane India, where there is good visibility that production will be ramped up. There is also, it is a good play on inflation. It is also a good play on against crude going up, and also a good play against dollar strengthening. So Cane will be a defensive bet. And the third stock I'll buy is an infrastructure stock, which is a railway stock as well, and that is Bharat Earth Mover. So the company has 3 streams of income: defense, railways, and earth moving equipment. If Coal India has to double its, let's say, production, then obviously it is going to need more machines in order to mine. And therefore these are 3 stocks which I could pick for the next coming 1 year.